Hey,
I cleared out that spot you sent me to and set up a radio beacon there.
that's great news. Once folks have some place to call their own, they'll be willing to help defend it. As usual, I have something else for you to look into. Here's where they are. I hope you can help us. We've got to show people they can count on the Minutemen again.
Green Top. I was just there.
We could really use your help.
I'm with the Minutemen. How can I help?
Something nasty's living just around the corner from here. It's only a matter of time before there's some real trouble. What's really too bad is that it'd be a nice spot for a new settlement. In fact, I know some folks that would love to set up there if it was safe. If you can make sure the old workshop there is still in one piece, anyone who decides to move in later will be able to rebuild.
No problem. I'll take care of him for you.
I hope so. We didn't know what to do.
Fruit Manor. Oh no, frickin' monkey. Go away, monkey.
That's it.
Should be one more around here, I think. Oh. Where is he? Up there. Hey, buddy! Come on up. Oh. Damn it, and I tossed away my rocket launcher. I don't have really anything too big to hit him with, I don't think. Come on. Damn it. Got a bunch of shots with hand spray, or spray and pray. See if I could sneak up on him and just lay waste to them with this thing. Okay, that didn't work out too well. Oh, this could work. Oh, that bot's attacking them. I thought that bot was with them. That's weird. Okay, yeah, we'll just let that bot beat the crap out of them for a little bit. Oh, they may kill it. 2 fusion cores. This guy doesn't look too good. Did I miss anybody? I think we're good. Although I am gonna have to deal with these robots over here. There's one right now. Damn it, where's my... Damn it! There it is. I'm too far away. Oh crap, there's another robot here. Oh crap, I didn't even see him go around. Oh, this is not good. Okay, he's stuck up there now. For a little bit. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Come on. Come on down, you little shit. Damn it, he shot that. Fuck. And he doesn't want to come down, does he? Oh, now you want to come down, huh?
All right, I'm going.
Cooperation acknowledged. Thank you. Curfew violation detected. Commencing passive.
Are you serious? Dude, I'm going to my home. Oh, bastard little robot, aren't you? That's so bad. Okay, take two. It's not like I can get a lot of speed here. That's so bad. Could actually lure these out now. And that incendiary doesn't do much damage to them at all. Ugh. Oh wait, what's down there? What is that? Oh, a super mutant. Okay, y'all can fight each other. Ah! Shoot me a bit with a laser. she's gonna pop him with the laser. Oh my god. She annihilated him. Come on, get out of there. Just in case she happens to hit me with it. Nice. Ooh, legendary. Come on, come get me, you little bastard. All right. Let's go get him. Okay, we're gonna wait 10 seconds because the last time I ran up to this thing, it blew up. Yeah, that's why we wait. Damn thing always blows up. What do you got? Sprinters, microcarbon synth, left leg. Oh crap! Didn't even see this dude. What are you doing here? Getting low on ammo, of course. Ooh, what blew up? Wouldn't be Fallout if I weren't getting low on ammo. Oh, now the truck blew up. Okay, I think the explosions are done now. that's right. This place is gonna have a bunch of ghouls. Oh wait, I leveled. A little bit of grab. Find more ammunition. That'd be a good choice. The bigger the boom, the better. Oh, explosives. Might need that for my 10mm. Whenever encumbered running costs 50% less. Okay. Let's go with ammo. Always getting low on that crap. Oh, there's a lot of y'all, huh? Here, come run into this mine. Oh, I didn't even see you.
Got it. Yes.
He's like, I'm going downstairs. You're not north. Come on, stay there, you little shit. Let's toss some grenades at you. Oh crap, that didn't go where I needed it to. That's a little better. Come on, let me loot my bottle caps. Can't I loot the bottle caps? Dang it. Okay, we're gonna need some more mines. Okay, 3 should be good. Ah! I know you were there. Acrobats operator's right leg.
Nice.
No, don't drink. Oh. Dang it. Let's drink the nastiest water they have here, huh? Good job. Chan, what are you doing here? I didn't even notice that you had put a message in. Sorry. Ugh. It's very early in the morning for me. I figure playing a game is better than stress eating, so we're playing a game. Oh, there it goes. Hey, Mike. We finally got our first explosive weapon. It's not a bad weapon either. I just, you know, at this point my explosives are not very powerful, but it's still nice to have them. We got an explosive 10mm. The sucker. But I ran out of ammo so quickly with it. Do I even want to set anything up here? Oh wait, I don't think I can fast travel with being overweight. I don't think I have that perk yet. Let's see, do I have that perk? Oh, I do. Okay, good. I didn't know if I had the perk yet. Ugh.
You're back. Any luck clearing out that trouble spot?
I cleared that place out for you. Should be safe for your friends to move in now.
Nice to have some good news around here for a change.
Okay. Let's head back to Preston for the 500th time and make an adjustment to that gun. I don't like having automatic 10mm. They're okay, but I'm not crazy about them. I'm just gonna make it a regular, semi-automatic. Yeah, that's the one I was using. I wasn't crazy about that gun. Now, there we go. We can do advanced receiver. Nice. Comfort grip, like oh, let's take the silencer off this thing. I don't need a suppressor on this. We'll just put the muzzle brake. Let me see. Can dump that. That. Actually, let me see if this levels. I think I have one more level in the scrapper perk. Let me see, do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. Good, and we should be able to get it now. So, yeah, and I'm pretty close to leveling, so he might level me here. And if he does, then we're going to upgrade our scrapper perk and get more stuff out of it.
The Minutemen are on a roll. I helped that settlement you sent me to, and cleared the way for a new settlement in the process.
That's fantastic news. We're gonna take back the whole Commonwealth from the bad guys at this rate. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Something else has come up. Our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement. Once you figure it out, set up a radio.
I wasn't close enough. I can probably build some stuff.
We'll have a thriving new farm instead of wasteland. We'll take back the Commonwealth, one piece at a time.
Kingsport Lake House. Oh, I know where that. Oh, it's the Children of Adam. Crap. I have some radiation resistance, but they always kick my ass.
Seems to be growing well.
Give me all your taters. I'm gonna plant a bunch more taters just so I can level. Not like we need more taters here. Like, we have enough potatoes, man. Come on, plant something else. Screw that, man. You can live off potatoes. You're eating potatoes. Ah, actually, I could also give him some meat fruit. Let's see, how much? We already have 22 food here for 8 people. Dang, I may have to actually give them more defense after I plant all this too. That's fine. Oh, we actually have corn. I can, let me see, did I ever plant corn here? I don't think I did. Okay, we'll put some corn over here. Give them a little variety. Okay, got some corn. We already got melons planted. Let's go do some more mute fruit. It's either this or make drugs until I level. And I don't mind making the drugs, I just never use them, so I just end up selling them all. A whole 8 experience from that. Nice. We don't have razor grain. 29 food now. Oh yeah, we're actually already short people to work this. So I could turn the thing back on, but I don't really want to. 87 happiness is pretty damn good. It's not like I was striving for 100 happiness with this thing anyway. Let's see. We got 16 water. It's 39. Yeah, I am gonna need some more defense, or else we're gonna get raided. Let's see what we got. Do I have enough for... Damn it, I haven't unlocked science yet. I guess we can do some more of these. Oh, well, I can actually only do one of these. Oh, wait, is... Damn, I think Carla left. I saw her here earlier, but didn't even think to buy from her. Let's see, is she still close? Yeah, I don't see her. Quiet Prince over on Mixer. Thank you for the hosting. Gotta sit here, I'm overloaded. I should go and load some of this stuff. Let's see her. Oh, that's right, I have a bunch of leather and stuff that I collected from those guys. I still need a right leg piece. Should I just put that on just for the hell of it, just to get a little defense out of it? The left leg increases wearer's movement speed by 10%. That's actually not bad. What do I have on my left leg right now? I'm just pocket studded. So it's 6 and 10. 16 and 19. Wow, that is a nice upgrade. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I always do that. I forget that I'm putting stuff away and let's put this on. Okay. Alright, let's go back in here. So that's a nice upgrade. I still don't have a frickin' right leg. Okay, let me drop this just so I don't need it. Okay, let me see. Incendiary disable strap chest piece. What chest piece do I have right now? Studded leather, 11 and 20. 28 and 28. That's better. Oh, look. Reduces falling damage by 50. That's actually useful, and it's a right leg. These are legendaries I just got from the last few battles, so I haven't even looked through them yet. Okay, so that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade. I'll have to see if I can upgrade even more. So, yeah, because it lowered my carry weight, actually. So we'll drop that. Okay. Rush should be good. These I gotta give to some followers. Okay. So yeah, this stuff I can do without. See, this is armor. Let me check what I can do with this armor. Let's see, let's do the chest piece first. Improved. Ah, I need adhesive. God dang it. Oh, well, I can't even do it. I don't have blacksmith. Damn it. Some miscellaneous. Can't do any miscellaneous. Short on everything. I need. Oh, and I don't have armor. Crap. Well, so much for that. What about the right leg? Nope. Yeah, I can't do anything here. I need armor and blacksmith in some of these. Let's see the helmet. Can I do anything to the helmet? This is polished. Improved damage and energy resistance. I found it polished, so that was good. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to add that. That was better than that army helmet that I had. Let's see. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, I can't do anything to these. I'm gonna have to level that up. Let's see. It's pocketed. It's strengthened. Okay. I think we're actually overall we're in better shape anyway. Because now I have a lot more resistance. Let me look at this chest piece. It's kind of funky looking. It's all mixed and matched. I'm just like, whatever I can find that works for me. Let's see, I've got a leather left arm and I don't even know what that is. Right arm. Left leg is part of a synth. Right leg is, I don't know. And an army helmet. That looks so Fallout, man. Well, that's how you're supposed to look, man. Alright, let me see if I have to make drugs to level up here. Let's see, you can make Psycho. Let me see, Psycho Jet. Okay, I should be able to get it here. I don't mind using all this plastic. Yay! Good. It's only 8 each one, but it adds up. I might as well just do them all, since I have all the plastic. Look at all that fertilizer I have. Mass amounts of fertilizer. Let's see. Oh, that's from an old mod I had on here. Weather Change Shell? I don't even remember this mod. This is probably a mod that I reviewed a couple years ago and didn't even remember I had on here. Because I used to review mods big time. I used to make videos for old mods. Caltrops cutting fluid. What do we got here? Purified water. Oh, that's right. I forgot I have water here. But we leveled, so now we can do the scrapper thing. That should help quite a bit. Of course, I could still scrap all these buildings if I want to, but they only have stuff that I don't really need. Like, I don't need all this steel. I don't need all the concrete. There's really... I mean, I've kind of picked through most of the stuff that's in here. Like, that's steel, steel, steel. That's gum. I can't scrap that. Chairs, cloth, more steel, cloth and steel. Yeah, this is all stuff that I can't really do with right now. Oh. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you? You alright? You're gonna ask me for Jet, aren't you? I'm just gonna give her the damn Jet already.
I hope the color of my energy is blue.
That's good. Humor is a good way to cope. 'Cause this world ain't yours, is it? I saw you leave that icebox. The site can help you, kid. It always has answers. Just gotta bring me some Jet so I can see what it wants to tell you.
Here. I already have some.
Like a little kick yourself, huh? This'll do. Now, let me ride the high to where the site wants to take me. You're looking for a man.
I was always a little bummed that you couldn't, that she actually doesn't, you don't see her take the hit.
But he ain't
That would be kind of weird.
the man you expect. He's somewhere deep and dark, surrounded by folks with nothing but cruel intentions, but there's an echo. Something in the past that can help you. When you meet the fat man and the angry woman, tell them to remember the quarry and Lily June on the rocks, and they'll let you and your friend pass. Phew. Wow. That took more out of me than usual. I'm gonna need to rest now, kid.
I keep waiting for her to ask me for her chair. She still hasn't asked me for the chair. I want her to ask now because I plan on putting a bar here and then I can put her chair like over here. So she always sits, you know, in the chair by the bar, and that's fine. Because usually she asks me really early and I end up putting the chair like over here in this little place, this area. And then of course once she's sitting in it, she doesn't like to get out of it. So it's hard to move it. So I'd much rather her ask me now so I can put it in the building over there. Oh, that's right. I was going through stuff to scrap. Let's see. I think we're good on weapon scrap. Actually, let me unload some of these. Hold on, I have an idea. Let me make a box. And then I can put all my unused legendaries in there. And so if I'm short on caps, I can always just go there and grab like 3 or 4 of them and sell them. Let's see, stores, crafting. Oh, it'd be under furniture. There we go. And now there's just a regular old trunk in here somewhere. There it is. I'll go put it... actually, let's leave it here. We'll leave it here for now. There we are. I like that gun, I just don't have any ammo for it. I haven't even gone to Far Harbor yet. I'm really putting off going to Far Harbor into Nuka World. Just kind of want to have fun out here for now. I've always got sick of Far Harbor because of the frickin' fog. The fog is just so annoying, I hate it. It used to be worse too. I remember when they first introduced the that DLC, the fog was horrible. And everybody was like, dude, we can't see anything. And they're like, that's the idea. And we're like, dude, I don't want to feel around in the dark. I mean, I understand it needs to be there for the atmosphere, but there comes a point where it's like, okay, that's, you know, too much is too much. And they're like, fine. And so they back down on that, but still a lot of fog out there. Oh, pipe pistols. Get rid of those. Flare gun. Okay. The fog and the rads. Yeah, I mean, I can, like, see, I can do the console commands. I mean, like, if I want to, I can just make anything I want. So, well, you know that. I mean, but I've found that there's been a run where I did that, where I was like, screw it, I'm just going God mode on this. And it was entertaining for a couple hours just doing really goofy stuff. But after that, it's like, well, if you're unkillable, then it's kind of, you know, it feels a little pointless. So I guess it's fun to do that once, but after that, it's like, well, you know, the game still needs to be at least sort of a challenge. But, like, the fog as it is right now, I think it's manageable. But yeah, like, when the fog first came out, it was terrible. It was really, really bad. Ruining Far Harbor for me. I thought it was kind of strange, because when we saw the previews, they released those videos for previews, and we saw what's his name, the robot out there. I can never remember his name, but everybody thought it was Nick. That something happened to Nick, and he became this thing. And so we were like, oh my god, what happens to Nick? Turns out it's a completely different robot. Okay, so I guess we gotta go out here. Oh yeah, they're gonna send me to the lighthouse. Oh crap. Really don't want to go to the lighthouse. Those children of Adam are gonna eat me alive. I don't have a lot of rad resistance. Damn. Let me go check Starlight Drive-In. Let me see how they're doing real quick. Where you can dive in God mode. Some dungeon with a ton. There was another mod that I used to use that essentially quadrupled the number of enemies that would spawn in certain areas. Not only that, but it would increase the number of packs of enemies around the map. Like you can walk around here for a good minute and not run into anybody. But with this mod, they were everywhere. It's like, if I were here, there'd be a pack over there, there'd be a pack over by the train, there'd be a pack under the bridge. Oh, in fact, there is a super mutant over there. There'd be a pack over by the cows that hang out over here. I mean, they were everywhere, and it was wild. It was great, though. It was great for a while. But it sucks early in the game because, of course, when you're like level 5 and you can't take a lot of damage and you get like a pipe pistol, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, it was a little rough. But I think if you can get past the first, like, say, 10 packs of those enemies with that mod, then you're okay because, again, when you're facing humanoids, they tend to drop a ton of ammo over time, obviously. But as long as you keep getting your ammo and your stim packs, as long as you're careful, you can usually survive those encounters. And plus, with more enemies that you're fighting, you get more experience, so you level up a little faster. But yeah, that was one of the most fun mods I'd run into. Another mod that I ran into was it made legendary enemies that much more available to you. So when you stack that with the increased number of enemies mod, pretty much every group was like 10 people, 10 mobs, and at least 3 of them were legendaries. So again, it was insanely tough, but again, if you get through the pack, potential for 3 legendary items. So it has its ups and downs, its perks. Okay, what do you want, lady? Let's see, how are we doing on food over here? Oh, that's right, I have tons of potatoes. I can give them more food. Let's see, they've got
Seems to be growing
a couple
well.
carrots. Let me see, what do we got going here? So we got 4 people, 16 defense, plenty of beds. Oh, that's right, I sent Sheffield here. I need to assign him. Let me give him some more food. It'll give him something to do. And then I think I should have enough to give them another gun for defense. Or I could actually put that woman on defense. Let's see, let's get you some carrots going here, buddy. Okay, you got some more carrots. Let me give you some potatoes. The only time that I've had issues where I didn't really like when I used God mode, I didn't ever find myself dying from enemies, from the sheer number of enemies, but you know, you can only spawn in so much and then the game starts freaking out. The game's like, okay, yeah, we're not doing this, and it just crashes to desktop. I had that happen once where I purposely spawned, I think it was like 200 super mutants at Sanctuary, and of course they just started just ripping shit everywhere. And it went for a little bit. It went for about 30 seconds, and then the game started stuttering, and then it crashed. But it was a good time while it lasted. Yeah, it doesn't tend to like it when you put too many things. Okay, so Sheffield's already working. Let me see. She didn't assign herself. Okay. Let's assign her to food. Screw it. And I'll just give them another gun. Okay, so they've got 10 water and 15 food. Well, he should be okay with the 16 defense. Let's give him one more just in case, though. Give him one more gun. Just so I don't have to keep coming back here, because they're going to keep getting raided. Oh, crap. Wow, I have no gear, no oil. Well, one oil. And no circuitry. That sucks. Come on, man. I know I have a scavenger here. Where is he? Why is he not doing his job? Come on, man. You get to scavenge. Well, I did leave some stuff over here. Let me see if there's anything I can scrap. Scrap this door. Scrap the couch. The rug. Oh, good. That had a screw. That's useful. I gotta be careful not to accidentally scrap the entire theater or the entire screen. Someone added mini Nuka mines and sanctuary explosions blinded the screen. I've seen stuff like that too. It's usually pretty fun. Because what it'll do is it's not like the blast of white light. Well, you've seen it. It's kind of weird because you see initially the blast of white light, but then it like changes colors and it gets kind of psychedelic. It's ridiculous, but it's funny. Alright, there should be a roach in here. Well, I think I killed the roach. Dang, nothing but steel, concrete, and wood in here. Oh, we got some aluminum. Let's see what we got. More wood. More wood. What's down there? Oh! Oh, it's just... Okay, it's an empty ammo box. Broom. Oh, adjustable wrench. Here, we'll pick this stuff up. Aluminum cans are good. Oh, there's lots of aluminum in here. See anything in here? No. Ooh, 12 caps. Nice. Well, oh, I think there's one more can over here. I'm pretty sure, did I get in the safe yet? Oh, it's expert. Crap. I could scrap it and all the stuff will go into my whatchamacallit. And I don't think there's anything else left up there that I needed to scrap. Got some more cans here. Yeah, I'm not getting any gears though. Just a little wrench. Yeah, no gears. I could actually go to... Let me see, what do I need? Oh, I did find some gears. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we found some gears, we found some oil. We need 2 circuitry and 1 bit of oil. I could probably go talk to what's-her-name over at the diner. It's just over way. Interestingly enough, in this run, it was the first time ever that I killed the drug dealer that hangs out at her shop. And I actually didn't mean to. Because usually I'll talk to him and I'll do the persuasion thing. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? There's somebody around here? Okay, that was weird. Wait, who's that? Oh, it's Trash Can Carla. But anyway, I usually talk to the guy that hangs out here. I think his name is Wolfgang. Oh, look, his body is still here. Oh, and his stuff respawned. That's awesome. I'm gonna loot him all over again. Let me see. Is his friend still over here? I think I killed her over here. Oh, Raider. Okay, so we're gonna take all his stuff. And I killed his guard over here. I don't remember where she is. Maybe that's the replacement of her body. Oh, anyway. But usually, you know how you can talk to him and you can, you know, say, chill out, I'll go talk to what's-her-name, and you convince what's-her-name to just pay up the money, and then that's it. The guy just hangs out here the rest of the game. Well, I failed my persuasion attempt. He just started putting caps in me, so like, oh, well, I guess I gotta kill him. Alright, since this is her shop, I'll buy from her first.
Hey, I can rest easy knowing that Wolfgang is rotten in hell. Thank you. Do you need anything?
Yeah.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
All salvage, but nothing's junk.
Alright, let's see what she's got. I needed oil and circuitry, right? I'll take that nuclear material. Fertilizer, cork, plastic. I'll take more nuclear material. I'll take all the nuclear material she has. Oh, more gears. Can always get more gears. Ceramic, asbestos. Some screws, adhesive, more oil. Take all that oil. Hot plate. Oh, circuitry. There we are. Hot plate. Microscope, fiber optics, and gears. We'll take that. Oh, look at that. She's got copper, concrete, rubber, steel. Silver plate, aluminum. We'll take the aluminum. We'll take that for more circuitry. And I think I have a bunch of all that jet that I just made. I can sell all that to her. It's just kind of ironic. Yeah, I got a bunch of jet I could sell her. Here you go, dear. Have some jet. I can also sell a bunch of jet to Carla. Actually, let me take all her... I don't really need that. Let me take all her ammo, since I have all that jet to sell her. Might as well stack up now. 5.56, 308. I never use the fusion cores either. I should just sell her all my cores. But let me see. I don't need any more of this ammo. Yeah, screw it. I'll take that. Then I can go get Carla for her ammo. Carla sometimes has good ammo. Hey, Carla.
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Yeah, keep your shirt on.
Keep my shirt on. That's the best part. Alright, take her 45s. We'll take her 50 cal, her 10s, her shotguns, her 38s. Let me see if she has anything else I could use. Nuclear material. More nuclear material. Gears. Adhesive. Gears. Gear, steel, spring, and screw. That's a good one. Glass pitcher. Gold watch. High-powered magnet. More circuitry. Paint can. Plunger. Asbestos, ceramic. Oh, she's got a whole thing of circuitry. That seems a little expensive, though. 962. I think it'd be easier just to collect the scrap, the various items that have it. That's usually cheaper. And then you generally get other stuff with those. That's why, I mean, with stuff like this, I generally don't buy them unless I've got like a crapload of caps. And it's, I mean, I understand these don't weigh anything. That's why they're kind of good. But generally, if I buy a big order like that, it's because I absolutely need it. And I immediately use it, so it doesn't matter. Let's see, silver locket, spring, more aluminum, telephones, typewriter. Okay. Now we can sell her all my drugs. Let's see, what's jet? That should do it. Hey, look, it's Dre. You're awake. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 5. Oh, it's almost 5:30. Didn't realize it was that late. Or early, I should say. I tried to sleep through the night. I really did. But I woke up. I woke up at like 2? Something like that. Take all her junk here. Ah! What's happening? Yeah, I think I'm just too stressed out to sleep. Well, yeah, it's 6:24 for you. Yeah, I'm too damn stressed out to sleep. I think that's what the problem is. And even when I do go to, I mean, I've always had problems sleeping. You all know that. As long as you all have known me at this point, I've always had trouble sleeping. But now it's even worse. Just too much anxiety from that whole thing about the apartments getting sold. And again, they're really dragging their feet on the lease agreement. So that's stressing me out. Yeah, I've always slept badly, but sometimes it gets a little better. Like I'll struggle for like a month or two, and then there'll be like a good 3 or 4 days where I just sleep like the dead, and it's wonderful. But then I go back to it. But yeah, like I said, lately I've had a lot of stress because my apartment complex just announced a couple of days ago that the owner is attempting to sell them. And normally I wouldn't really stress too much about that, but what's worrying me is that my lease ends literally in 11 days. And I had already submitted my information and everything to renew my lease. We had already agreed upon, the new rent amount and all that stuff. I just had to turn in some paperwork, and then she's going to make copies and sign. We're going to both sign the paperwork, and that's it, right? Well, that was at least 2 weeks ago, and she never takes that long to renew. So now I'm worried. I'm wondering if maybe the owner told her, okay, yeah, let's not do leases right now. And if he did, that's going to suck, because the last thing I want is for June 1st to roll around and then him say, okay, well, since you don't have a lease agreement, we're just going to charge you market value. And of course, market value tends to be like stupid expensive. Like I bet if they said market value for my apartment, they'd probably want like $1,200. And yeah, I can't afford that. Yeah, $1,200 rent just like that without, I would have the $1,200, but then nothing else would get paid. None of my other bills would get paid. So that would stress me out big time. I'd have to dip into savings or dip into my government check that I got for the $1,200 that Dre still hasn't gotten, because I still have some of that money. I still have a good chunk of it. It's just sitting there in my bank account. Yeah, I don't think they'll do that, but this is not an ordinary time we're living in right now. Given everything that's going on in the world, the lockdowns and how the economy is shrinking, we're essentially in a recession right now. And that's, I think I mentioned last night, that's why I think he's selling, is because he just wants to cash out now. And so things are a bit unpredictable. And like I said, I don't think they'll do this, but I always see stories on the news about landlords that just do some really crummy stuff to their tenants. And I'm thinking, okay, is it my turn to have that happen to me? I really hope it's not. Because I really don't want that to happen to me. Because that would suck. Like if they come in June 1st and they say, okay, you got to pay us $1,200 or get out. Now suddenly I have like 2 days to pack up and move. That's 2 days to literally pack all my stuff, get a moving van, because I don't own a car. I would have to rent a moving van. And then on top of that, I would still have to have lined up another apartment. And that's if they have availability and if they are within my price range. And just out of curiosity, I looked the other day, and there's a couple of places, but they're pretty shady. The places I've seen are pretty shady. They're with, like I said, they're in my price range, but they're not very good. There are other places that are nicer that are in my price range, but of course they're all booked up. They don't have any availability. So I hope they don't do me wrong. I hope they take into consideration that I have never a single time ever been late on my rent or on my water bill, because I pay both of those to my apartment complex, rent and water. I've never, in the years that I've lived here, never been late. I've never been late. I've never caused them problems. So I hope they consider that and say, okay, well, Richard's a pretty decent guy. Let's keep him. Let's throw out the other 5 families that have been nothing but trouble. Michigan is going through some crap right now, man. I mean, I'm sure Michigan has some nice places, but they are going through hell right now. They are just, things are just bad. They have you watched the news lately? They're apparently they had a whole bunch of rain, like massive amounts of rain, and it overwhelmed the already crippled dams that they have in several areas in the state. And one of the dams broke, one of the levees broke, and it caused massive amounts of flooding. Like there were houses that were literally just picked up and carried away. I was watching the news, I was like, holy crap. And I saw pictures from people that have been posting them on Imager and stuff and on Facebook. And like this one guy, he went to his parents' house. I think it was his parents or his grandparents. He went over there to help them because they had to deal with the flood. And he took a bunch of pictures, and like all of their belongings were all waterlogged. I mean, we're talking sofas, beds, all their electronic stuff, DVDs, I mean, just books, anything. The whole house was just, it was like up to 5 feet of water inside the house. So all of their stuff was just waterlogged. I mean, I'm sure they can salvage some stuff, but you know how it is. If something sits in water for an extended period of time, it's if you do salvage it, it's never going to be the same. Plus things like couches and beds, if you get them extraordinarily wet, yeah, the mold's going to set in and critters are going to get in there, and it's just going to it's going to be ugly. But yeah, they lost all the stuff in their house. They say that they felt lucky though, because there were other people just down the road from them, which, like I had mentioned earlier, their houses were literally just picked up and taken with the rush of water. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. And what gets me about it is, for years, we've been talking about how our bridges and our dams here in the U.S., this has been something we've talked about for the last decade. You'll hear it come up every now and then, how our bridges and dams, basically our infrastructure, needs massive improvements. Like there are dams that are on the brink of breaking, or there are bridges that have not been maintained, or they're just so old they need to be replaced. And not that long ago, there was actually a situation where a bridge, I forget where the bridge was, I want to say it was in Missouri, but a bridge just gave out. It just collapsed, and now suddenly people were without that bridge, and that was a major artery, which is why they had been putting off replacing it. Because when you've got a bridge where, tens of thousands of cars travel on it daily, it's hard to just cut that off and say, well, we're going to, have to rebuild the bridge. Because, that pisses off a lot of people. But now the bridge isn't even there because it collapsed. So now people are really inconvenienced. Because now you have to go through and have to build the bridge from scratch. Because which they could have done, or what they should have been doing all that time, is just build a bridge, like build a new bridge right next to it. So, maintain the old bridge for the time being, and then build the new bridge. And then when the time comes, decommission the old bridge and reroute the roads to the new bridge. There you go. That's how you do it. But nobody wants to spend the money. And so bridges are collapsing. And just like we saw here over in Michigan yesterday, the levees, with that much rain, the water would have spilled over some. So there probably would have been some flooding, but the dam itself just completely failed. It just broke away. If you've got a proper dam that's been properly maintained, like I said, it'll hold, and there will be spillover because you can only build it so high. But that dam, I'm pretty sure, was not maintained, and so that's why it was that much worse. And there's video on YouTube too, where some guy filmed where the dam started collapsing. You could see it slowly start to kind of break away, and the land right next to it, there was like an embankment. All the grass and everything just started giving way, and all this water starts rushing through, and over time it just gets worse and worse and worse, and then bam, it just comes out. Small town in Michigan, 2 hours away from Detroit. Population of 250 people. Yeah, but all those people that live along that river, they are screwed, man. Michael says, but there are always winter for weapons and nothing for... Exactly, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's great that we have a nice big giant military, but when we have bridges and levees breaking here at home, it kind of sucks. It's like, come on, man, you gotta help us out. I think it's to the point where the states can't really trust the federal government to handle that sort of thing anymore, and they're just going to have to start creating bonds. It's like cities. Whenever a city wants to make an improvement to something, like if they want to redo a road or something, they have to issue debt in the form of municipal bonds. And I think that's what a lot of states are going to have to start doing, because obviously you can't trust the government to give you the money to do it. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure there are a few politicians out there on the state level that they may have gotten money to do those things, to get the better bridges, or to get to fix dams and all that, but they've just screwed the money over and just spent it on stupid stuff. Because that definitely does happen. Like for many years here in my city, the beaches were horrible. They were just nasty and dirty. And we've got several beaches here in my area. In fact, I'm like 5 minutes from a beach. And for years, they were gross. They were like walking around in those outdoor ashtrays that are basically just like, it's like a brown stand, and it has like a pit at the top where it's filled with sand, and everybody sticks their cigarette butts in that. It was kind of like walking around in that. It was all gross and dirty. There were cigarettes and debris and trash everywhere, because one of the previous administrations had just neglected it completely. And then eventually we got somebody in there that said, okay, we really, really need to clean our beaches. Because people still liked going to the beach. I mean, it's Texas. It's South Texas in the summer by the beach. People are going to want to go to the beach. So they finally spent the money, spent like $5 million, and got them all cleaned up. And now they look beautiful. Now they look incredible. Like, there was this one beach called McGee Beach, which is not too far from here. It's like maybe a 15-minute walk for me. And that was one of the worst ones. It looked like a freaking ashtray. And now it looks really nice. Because not only did they initially clean up all that crap, but now they send people out there all the time to pick up debris and stuff. And people are better about dumping their trash there too, because they used to be just like a trash heap. But now it looks much, much better. Same thing, there's another beach, North Beach, which is across one of our bridges on one of the islands out here. And that one didn't used to have much by it. There was like one hotel out there, and that was it. And even then, that beach, they did the same thing, where they would just, kind of throw trash and stuff there. But they cleaned up that beach too, and now that beach looks really nice. And now, since they cleaned up the beach, there's like 10 more hotels out there. So there's a lot of tourist people out there. So yeah, if you spend the money, the tourists will come. But, I mean, when you think about it, and I know I'm kind of pivoting here, but when you think about it, when was the last time you heard somebody say, man, I definitely want to go to Flint, Michigan for vacation? That place is awesome. I don't think anybody in the past 20 years has said they wanted to go to Flint, Michigan for vacation. Oh God, what am I missing? Oh, what are you doing here? Jesus. Ah! There's another one. Well, those guys are kind of out of place. I've never seen them out here. What are you guys doing out here? Anyways. Rest in peace, a WWE star. Oh, I heard about that, Dre. He was a former WWE star. But still, him and his kid were out there, and they got caught in a riptide. And his kid made it, thankfully. His kid made it, but unfortunately he did not. His kid got rescued by Coast Guard, but he did not make it. They found his body. So that sucks, man. The kid's now without his dad. Mike says, used to spend hours on Zillow. Seen so many nice towns and country areas on the East Coast. There are a lot of nice areas in the world. Well, not in the world, but in the well, yeah, in the world, but also in our country. Like, one of the nicest places you'll ever visit, the only thing that bugs me about it is that now so many people know about it that it's kind of packed and it's not nearly as fun, is Fredericksburg, Texas. Oh man, I'm overloaded. Crap. Yeah, Fredericksburg, Texas. Beautiful little city. It's basically west of Austin, Texas. It's like a good hour and a half drive. Beautiful little town. Nothing but mom and pop shops. There's no Walmarts. There's no Targets. There's none of that stuff out there. It's all mom and pop shops. And even the restaurants. I mean, there's a few fast food joints like a McDonald's here and there. But almost all the restaurants are mom and pops. And it's a heavily German town. So they have a lot of the German culture there. So it's just a nice place. It's a beautiful place to visit. We went there back in 06. I want to say, yeah, it was like 06 or so when I went by there. Beautiful city. We only spent the day there, but it was really, really nice. Texas German, yeah. I've heard them speak it a couple of times. It's kind of neat. Yeah, you go there and there's a whole bunch of German Texans. They're all nice people, though. They were really nice. We ate at this German restaurant. It was a mom and pop German restaurant. I didn't care for the food myself, but my wife, who I was with at the time, she really liked it. So I guess that counts for something. Traditional Texan barbecue. Texas is so big, there really isn't one way that we cook barbecue in Texas. There are just so many different ways. Because you've got your South Texas type, you've got your West Texas, your East Texas, your Central Texas, your North Texas barbecue, which is okay. South Texas barbecue is pretty darn good because it has kind of like a Tex-Mex feel to it. Central Texas is pretty good because they're really about their sauces. East Texas is, at least this is the way I was brought up to think of it. East Texas barbecue is more like you go and you hunt for your food. Like you'll go shoot some deer or you'll shoot some wild pigs, which are very common here. And you just go get that, and that's going to be your barbecue. You take it, you butcher it, you throw it in a pit or on an open fire, and there you go. That's barbecue. But you can use sauces and stuff with it because some of that fresh pig that you can get here in Texas, it's pretty damn good. And usually most of those pigs are big. So you get a lot of food out of them. Like one good sized pig will probably feed like 20 people. Easy. And if it doesn't, then of course, you clean it up, you pack it up, and then you go and you stick it in your freezer. Heard Dallas people can be rude, but Texans in general, most of us are. Like, probably the nicest place. I don't know if it's still like that though. But when I moved to Austin back in 2000, the first thing I noticed is that the people there are very nice. They're really, really nice, especially because they get so many tourists there. Because Austin is kind of like the Silicon Valley of Texas, because they have tons of big tech companies there. Like they have Dell. They have IBM, they have AMD. They've just got tons of high-tech companies like that. So we get people from all over. And so it was just like a big melting pot, like a big mixture of cultures and people. So we all just kind of got used to dealing with people from other cultures. So everybody was just really nice. But I moved out of there in 2010. So again, I don't know how it is now. It's actually been a few years since I've been there. I think I was there in 2017. That was the last time I was there, I think. Slim, passed your message. Travel to Detroit or Michigan for casinos or to buy $500 properties. Well, we already know that. Michigan is like northern Louisiana. Like Louisiana in and of itself is kind of like, I don't want to insult your state, but there's really nothing terribly amazing about it. But if you go to Louisiana, you'll find cheap food, good cheap food. You'll find inexpensive properties, and you'll find casinos. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to be insulting in any way, but that's kind of why I think of it as okay, Michigan is northern Louisiana, or Louisiana is southern Michigan. The one thing I remember about Louisiana, though, is, when did I go to Louisiana? I think it was mid 2006. This was back when I was a judge for Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I was traveling a lot. Basically between like 2004 and 2007, I traveled a lot. Like almost like every other weekend. I was either in South Austin, or I was in Houston, or I was in San Antonio, or in Corpus here, or I was, I was just everywhere for a while. And I also went to Louisiana. And it was like '06 during the summertime, which kind of sucked because Louisiana is just like Texas in a way. It's not as warm. It's slightly cooler, but it's still insanely humid there. And the weird thing is they were still struggling. They were still trying to recover from Hurricane Katrina. And so one of the first things we noticed when we started getting really into Louisiana, because we were heading to Lafayette. So we were about 50 miles into Louisiana, and we stopped, and we got out and everything, and we were like, what is that smell? And it's no joke, it smelled like oil and death. It was obviously not pleasant. It wasn't stifling, it wasn't super thick, but you could tell. It smelled like oil, because there's a lot of oil in Louisiana. So that's normal. But then, of course, there was that kind of stench of death. So when you mix those two together, it's like a potent kind of like, ugh, you're like, God, you just don't want to be there. So I remember we got back in the car and we turned on the AC and we just closed the vents. We're like, screw this, man, it smells out here. And thankfully, the smell got better the further into Louisiana we got. Once we got to Lafayette, it wasn't that bad. It was manageable. But yeah, it was humid as hell out there. And another thing we noticed is that once we got out there to Lafayette's not really a big city. I didn't even realize that. I thought it was bigger because there's a college there. But it's not that big. And we got there kind of late. I think we got there at like 9 o'clock at night. And of course, we'd been driving all that time from Austin. And so by the time we get there, we're hungry. And the only place that was open was a frickin' Bennigan's. Yeah, I mean, and their food was okay, but, we rolled in at like 9:15, and they close at 10, so we were like one of their last tables. And so at that point, they're just kind of phoning in the service and phoning in the food. They're just like, just throw out whatever. Give me that bourbon. Detroit smells like gun, smoke, and drugs. Yeah, probably. I mean, but at least the casino was nice. The casino we stopped at on the way out of there, because we showed up there Friday night. And then I worked all day Saturday, and then I worked partial day on Sunday. Like the first, only like a couple of hours on Sunday. And then we got out, we were like rolling out of there by 1. And the first place we hit on our way back was we stopped at a Waffle House because we were hungry. Nobody eats at Waffle House unless there's no other options. But the food was surprisingly good. It was the only time I'd ever eaten at Waffle House, and the food was surprisingly good. I think, what did I get? I think I got like an egg sandwich, like an egg and sausage sandwich sort of thing, but it was pretty good. Either that or I was just really hungry. And after we went there, then we went to a casino. What was the name of the town that we went to? I kind of want to... Let me see. Okay, there's Lafayette. Let me bring it up on a map here. Yeah, surprisingly, Lafayette's not that big. What was the name? Yeah, we took 10 all the way in. Oh, here, it's Lake Charles. Lake Charles was where we found the casino. I don't even remember where exactly the casino was. I just know it was in Lake Charles. Oh, here it is. Golden Nugget Lake Charles Hotel and Casino. There it is. That's the one we went to. So yeah, it's like a hotel / casino kind of thing. So we went there, and it was actually kind of, it wasn't packed at all. And we were lucky, and we actually had a decent time there. It's kind of fun. We were only there for like 3 hours. We just wanted to kind of just gamble for a little bit. I lost $20 and she won money. So that sucks. So after we did that, then we just headed on back home. But it was still kind of fun. Oh, and while I was working, she actually went off and visited. Oh, what was the name of that? What is the name of that hot sauce? I forget. Isn't there like a Louisiana hot sauce or something? Oh, I'm trying to remember what it is. Let's see, hot sauce. It's a common hot sauce too. Tabasco. How could I not even remember? Yeah, Tabasco. She went because they let you go and do tours at this place, the Tabasco factory. And so she went and she took a tour in the Tabasco factory while I was working. And she's like, yeah, I went to the Tabasco factory. Look. And she had like all these bottles of Tabasco. And I'm like, ugh. She's like, I'll eat it. And I'm like, I know you will, but... Did you win some money? I did not win money. She did. I lost $20 because I played the quarter slots. Because, you know, I was just like, we probably won't be here very long. So I got $20 in quarters, and I was up for a little bit. I won a couple of times, and at one point I was up to like $30, which is not bad. But I just kept playing, you know, because that's kind of what you do at the casino. You just sit there and you plop quarters into the slots, and if you win, you win. Great. If you don't, oh well. And she went the other way. She started playing. First, she started at the nickel slots. Then she went to the penny slots. And she won, I forget exactly how much. She won a good amount. It was like $80, $90. I don't remember exactly. But she won it on a penny slot. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I won. And so as we were leaving, we stopped and we cashed out. And a bad chain of waffles. Found in a dream apartment in Detroit? There is no such thing as a dream apartment in Detroit. Yeah, every apartment in Detroit is suspect. Oh crap. Whoa, what is this guy doing over there? Settler's just hanging out with them with the super mutants. Come on. Yeah, why was the settler just hanging out there with him? He's just over there. He's like, oh, I'm just chilling. A mansion in the sky. Really nice. Oh! I'm on fire! Oh, he went around the other way. Yeah, this dude was just chilling over here. What are you doing, man? Oh, now he's taking off. What is this? Come here, man. What are you doing? Why are you taking off, man? Did you bring them to us? Yeah, this guy's suspect as hell. Oh, look, there's more enemies down here now. Yeah, die, you little crab. There we go. Now the gun is really nice and powerful. You have Taco Bell in southern Finland, but they have strict food rules. Yeah, Taco Bell's not Mexican food. Believe me, it's not. Here in South Texas, we have real Mexican food. We have a lot of Mexican grandmas that came over, and now they have their own little restaurants. And their food, like if you get a real Mexican family that opens a restaurant, they make some pretty damn good food. But then, of course, there's always the fake food, which, you know, gives the good food a bad name. The only thing about Mexican food is the Mexican food tends to be pretty heavy. It's pretty thick. So if you eat dinner, you're going to eat dinner. You're going to chow. After that, you're going to just have to sit down for like 30 minutes and recover from eating. But it's good stuff, man. But yeah, Taco Bell is yeah, that's not... In fact, I think I'd said this before on one of my streams. Taco Bell in Mexico, because I'm actually not that far from Mexico, but if you go to Mexico and you go to Taco Bell, they consider Taco Bell in Mexico to be American food. They don't even call it Mexican food. They're just like, that's American food. Do not insult us. Because Mexicans are big about their food, man. And because their food is damn good. Like I said, it's heavy, it's thick, but it's good stuff, man. You have nice mansions out there in Detroit. Yeah. I imagine that to get a mansion, you'll have to take a couple bullets. I'm kidding. I mean, like, we have Taco Bell here, obviously, but, you know, I've never gone to Taco Bell thinking, I'm gonna get some good Mexican food. It's almost like, how can I put it? How can I put what Taco Bell is? I guess Taco Bell would be like the drunk interpretation of what an American might think Mexican food is supposed to look like, and they didn't quite nail the flavor because it's not there. Yeah, Taco. I mean, I'm not saying it's terrible. I mean, Taco Bell can fill a void. If you're hungry and you just want a couple of cheap tacos, then sure, go to Taco Bell. That's fine. But if you want real Mexican food, yeah, don't go to Taco Bell. Don't go there. But even Taco Bell knows that. Even they're just like, yeah, we know. We're not hardcore Mexican food. We're not. You know, we're there if it's, you know, 1 a.m. and you just smoked a bunch of weed and you want a couple of burritos. That's it. That's why you're here. You're not here to have an old Mexican grandma, an abuelita, give you any food. That's not what they're there for. Oh. I just noticed these guys. So I think I'll shoot him first. And then... Bam! He's the only one there, too. Oh no, maybe he's not. Oh, yeah, somebody's shooting. It's like, think of it like this. It's like you wouldn't go to Japan to get real Mexican food. Just like, you know, America I think is a little different because we are such a molding of different people. So it is possible to find a place that has really good Japanese food or really good Chinese food here. It's kind of a crapshoot though. But yeah, that's the only reason I think that you have a chance of finding good ethnic food here in the States is because there are just so many different types of people here. Like, you go to New York, and you can basically just name any cuisine around the world, and they've probably got a restaurant that has it. And it's probably pretty good. Because, you know, it's the actual people. Like, if you want Italian food besides going to Italy, you can probably find a really great Italian place in New York. Same thing with all the other different foods out there. There's Puerto Rican food, which is actually different than Mexican food. A lot of people don't get that. Yeah, Puerto Rican food's a little different. It's still kind of heavy, but it's good. But yeah, you can go to New York and find Mexican food there, just because there's immigrants all over the place there. There we go. Let me see. Can I actually get up? Oh. Oh, wait. I think there's an elevator here. Isn't it? There it is. Oh, that has a gunner. Oh, crap. I didn't realize the basket was already down. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't see them meshed there. I thought it was just a frame. Okay, here we go. There might still be somebody up here. Powerful. I'll take that. Lots of ammo. See anybody else over here? There's probably a hidden bag or something over here. I bet it's all the way at the end here. Probably a bag with some ammo in it. So you're in Finland. What kind of what is like a traditional Finnish recipe or traditional Finnish food? I apologize. I'm not terribly familiar with Finland. I know where it is. I'm not familiar with the food. Freaking expert. Because here in the States, when you think of certain types of food that are really big and really popular, Mexican food is right up there. Chinese food is right up there. Let me think what else is big food. Indian food is big here. Korean food, kinda. Japanese food, kinda. Thai food. I think. Yeah, there are certain countries that I think about and I'm like, yeah, I've just never had any of that food. Like England. England doesn't really have a cuisine. In fact, they make jokes about it too. They're just like, yeah, we don't really have a cuisine. We just, the stuff we have, we just kind of stole from other cultures. And we made it worse. But I've seen their breakfast. Their breakfast isn't bad. It's kind of like an American breakfast, but with a British twist. Like, imagine a breakfast with a bunch of eggs, a bunch of sausages, maybe some bacon, but then they'll just throw on like a big giant pile of pinto beans, and you're like, okay, that seems weird. Yeah, that's basically your British breakfast. They have weird stuff here. Meatballs, potatoes, smoked fish, minced meat sauce is very popular. Huh. Is a Finnish meatball kind of similar to a Swedish meatball in flavor or recipe? Because we've all heard of Swedish meatballs. I've never had a genuine Swedish meatball in my life. Obviously, again, this is America, so we've got all kinds of stuff here, so you never know if it's actually genuine until you actually go to the country and try some good food there. And unfortunately, I can't go to every single country out there. I'd like to, but can't. Plus, very Finnish stuff you find nowhere else. Such as? Like, what's one thing you think that we don't have here in the States as far as Finland? And it's possible, it's rare that we don't have some sort of version of somebody else's cuisine or food here in the States. Because, again, we've just got so much stuff here. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to find out. Like, one thing, I have a friend who she doesn't live there anymore, but she lived in Malaysia. Because she's actually Malaysian, but she moved to Australia a couple years ago. But we used to Skype all the time when she was in Malaysia. And we were just bored one night. And she's like, oh, yeah, here's something you all probably don't have in America. Because we were talking about that. And she's like, do you have one of these? And she shows me an orange. And I'm like, yeah, that's a mandarin orange. She's like, you know what a mandarin orange is? And I'm like, yes. It's an orange. We have those here. She's like, really? And I go, yes. And I told her, so straight out, we have everything here. Anything you can think of, we can get it here. That's, we're kind of spoiled in that way. That's the thing, is that certain really rare things would obviously be a little harder to get. But things like, like she was surprised that we had mandarin oranges here. And then, of course, I had to be the American in it all. And I said, oh, wait. And I go to my fridge, I come back, and I have this giant navel orange. This thing is like the size of a freaking grapefruit. And she's like, what is that? And I go, this is a navel orange from Florida. And she's like, holy crap, that's huge. And I'm like, yep, this is an American orange. We make them big. But of course, they all have their ups and downs. Like the navel oranges, the reason I like the navel oranges is because obviously they're usually pretty big. They're not as flavorful, but that's actually okay. I don't mind that. The mandarin oranges, they're smaller, but they tend to be sweeter. And they have a bit more flavor to them. So each of them, it's kind of, they have their own thing. Most hungry eat pizza and burgers, of course. Yeah. Everybody eats pizzas and burgers here. It's like when you wake up in the morning, you automatically have to eat a hamburger here. It's law. It's federal law. When you come to America, in fact, every time people come to America, like if you've become if you got a green card, that doesn't really count. But if you become a citizen, the day you become a citizen, they give you a hamburger, a gun, and a giant flag. That's when you know you're American. Like, yeah, I'm American. But I got to give it to people who actually become citizens, who weren't born in America, or but they eventually become citizens, because it takes a long frickin' time to become a citizen here. If you don't marry, like, you can marry into being a citizen, but even that has its hurdles. But if you just immigrate here and you apply for citizenship, you can wait like 20 years and still not be a citizen. They'll let you have a green card, and as long as you have a job, they'll let you stay, mostly. But yeah, it takes, some people have waited decades just to get their citizenship. And so I gotta hand it to them. It takes a long time. Like, I actually asked out of curiosity how long would it take to become a Canadian citizen, and somebody told me it would take like 6 weeks. I'm like, Jesus, that's fast. They're like, yeah, man, we don't screw around in Canada. And a special kind of cheese served with some jam. Not sure how to describe it. An odd Easter dessert with malt. Okay, now I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look up Finland Easter dessert. Let's see if I can find it. Finland Easter desserts. There we go. Okay, let's see. Oh God, I think I found it. Oh, water, rye flour. Is it called Mima? Is that it? Or Mami? It's here. I'll spell it in chat. There's two different spellings for it. It's called this or this. Finish me. There you go. Yeah, I think this is it. I found it. That does look a little weird. Yeah, here we go. Let me see. Oh, there's a lot of different types too. A couple of these actually look pretty good, but one of them looks absolutely disgusting. Like, here's one. It's okay. Here's one: vanilla sauce, pomegranate, molasses, apple juice, rye flour. It looks so weird. I mean, it looks like it could be good. Grated orange zest, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of dried cherries or cranberries, easiest vanilla sauce. Okay. Yeah, the picture looks a little weird to me. It almost, just from the picture, it looks like, this is going to sound horrible. It looks like a chunk of meat covered in ketchup. Here, I'll share the link with you. This is what I'm looking at. Look at the picture if you want to. It looks weird to me. That's the weird one, but there's another one here. There's some different varieties, it looks like. Yeah, here's another one that looks different. This one's called Easter pudding, but it's the same stuff, but it's just made differently. Okay, your house will smell like oranges. This is from the orange peel. Okay. Well, here's a different one. This one is a 1/2 cup dark molasses. Wow, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup dark rye flour, 2 tablespoons grated orange peel, 1/3 seedless. Oh, this one has raisins. Some powdered sugar, a whole bunch of powdered sugar, cream, and milk. Okay, yeah, this one looks like it would be sweeter, whereas the one I shared with you looks like it would be more tart. Okay, yeah, this one's different. So I guess there are different ways to make this. This one looks, the picture on this one looks like a brownie sitting in milk, which actually isn't that bad. That one looks okay. Make it in the next cooking stream. Hell no, man. I would just ruin that. A ton of sausages, some with onions and oh, wow. People love it deep fried with french fries. That actually sounds like it'd be okay. I'm not a fan of onions. I hate to say it. Mimic look like cow shit. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, sausage. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan of sausage, but certain sausages are actually pretty good. But I do not like onions. Do not like onions at all. Like, I can smell an onion like a mile away, man, and I'm like, no, no. Or if I somehow don't smell it and I bite into something and I start chewing it, I'm like, there's onion in this. And it just completely kills things for me. Because even when I eat something like that's savory, like a steak, I've had it with and without onion, and it just tastes better without the onion. It just, Or sometimes, like, when I'll eat like a hamburger, I don't like the tomato. I don't like the onion, but I do like mustard on it. Oh, it's so good with mustard. Let's see. Carolean rice pies. I'm gonna look that up too. The game's all paused and I'm just looking up recipes. Nice. Here we go. We got some recipes. Oh, that looks neat. Oh, okay. Oh, so they have different names for them, but they're basically the same thing. Okay. Oh, that looks weird. That looks like it looks like somebody cut a potato in half, hollowed it out, and then put like egg on top of it. That's weird. What is this? Most common. Oh, maybe that's exactly what this is. I'm trying to read it, but let's see. Baked in a pan. Come on, just give me the frickin' recipe. I don't want to know what happened to your grandmother 500 years ago. Let's see. Rice stuffing, dough. Oh, okay, so it is actually a bread dough. Okay. Stuffing, you can stuff it with rice. Eggs. Oh, wow, okay, there is one for eggs. Okay, so that makes sense. You come here someday, I get you a pretty impressive sausage section. I don't know, man. Here in Texas, I mean, most people don't believe me when I say it, but our butcher shops here in Texas are stupid big. They're ridiculous. If you wanted to, and I'm not kidding, there's a place in East Texas. It's been a while since I've heard of it or heard from it or anything, but there's a place in East Texas. You can literally go and pick the cow you want. And you tell them, okay, I want that cow. And you go there in the morning, you pick your cow, you come back later, they will have slaughtered the cow, butchered it, and given you just a massive variety of all the meats. And they'll give you everything. They'll give you the entire cow. They'll even give you the bones if you want, because some people do stuff with the bones. It's ridiculous. But of course, buying a cow is expensive here. I mean, a good cow is going to run you like $1,500 at least. So generally what people do is they'll go in with like their friends or their family. Like 5 people will go down there and they'll each put down like $300. And they'll get a cow and then they'll split up everything that comes. So they all get a bunch of steaks. They get a bunch of the various cuts, a bunch of the roasts. Somebody will get the tongue. Usually it's insane. And like I said, it's been a while since I've heard of them, but yeah, they were doing it. And even then, not only just here in Texas, but also in other states, you can literally go to the farm. Especially now, they're talking about it more now because we're having semi-meat shortages here because a lot of the meat packing plants and stuff, a lot of the people have been getting sick with the whole human malware thing. And so what a lot of people have been doing is they've been encouraging people to go directly to the ranch. And if you go to the ranch directly, again, same situation. You go and you talk to them and you go with like 5 or 6 people who are willing to, in total dish out like $1,500, and you can buy the entire cow. And usually it takes like a day because it's usually just the rancher and a couple of his ranch hands. But they will slaughter the cow for you and they'll butcher it, and you can come back either later that day or the next day and they'll have all your meat for you. Of course, you have to pay in advance because they're not just going to go and slaughter a cow and then have nobody to sell that meat to. So yeah, they want the money in advance. But then you go back the next day and they give you all of it. Steaks all packed up, ready to go. You can put them in the freezer, let them sit there a little bit, or take them straight home and just cook them right there. They do the same thing with pigs here too. But you don't necessarily have to go to a ranch here to get pigs, because you can just go hunt them because they're common here. They literally roam around in giant packs. And for a while we've had open season on them because they've, wild hogs and wild pigs, they tend to be really destructive. They'll destroy fencing and they'll destroy crops and stuff. And so to keep their numbers under control, they'll just let people hunt them and trap them. And one good-sized pig will feed a lot of people. You can get bacon, you can get pork chops, you can get the hams out of them, everything. Oh my god! Holy shit! Hi, excuse me! I'm just coming through. No, get away from me! Oh my god, of course now the robots want to kill me along with this behemoth. Dude, go away! Yeah, we have wild boars here. Like pigs. They're basically just big pigs. Ah, no, don't hit me. Oh, crap. But yeah, we have pigs and stuff here that you can just go out and hunt. We also have a lot of deer. I'm not a fan of venison myself, but, I mean... And we for a while we had open season because they did start to overpopulate in certain parts of the state. But I think they called that off. I think because their numbers have gotten smaller now. But yeah, for a while it was open season on deer. And you can just go and get all the deer meat you wanted. So the hunting is big here in Texas. That's the thing. You can go pretty much to anywhere, to anyone, and they've probably been hunting at least once. Die, you bastard! Even I've been hunting a few times, but I didn't go hunting for the larger game. I went, like, rabbit hunting. But even rabbit hunting's kind of neat. Ooh, typewriter. Oh, I can just take all his stuff. Okay, that's right, because I can just fast travel out of here. No, oh, they're not. They're not. Generally, what they do to make it easier is we have these boar traps. They're basically these, like, how can I describe it? They're essentially these big circular, like, imagine a chain link fence, but it's in a circle. It's in a pretty large circle, and it's elevated above the ground. So what will happen is they'll make these traps, and they will elevate this fencing above the ground, and they will... I mean, sometimes you could actually be out there and just wait for the boar to show up. Some of them are automatic. They sense movement. So what will happen is you can be out there and just wait, and you'll put a bunch of corn and stuff on the ground, because the boar and the wild pigs love that stuff. And they'll show up with their whole family. And so there'll be like 10 big ones and a whole bunch of little ones in there, like 20 little ones. And they'll just be there, and they'll be eating the corn, and then you spring it, and boom, it drops straight down, and now the pigs start freaking out because they're trapped. And at that point, you can basically just take your gun, and that's it. You can basically just shoot them in the trap. It seems a little I mean, you can hunt the old-fashioned way, but considering how many pigs we have and how bad some of the population thing was, yeah, sometimes you have to do big trapping like that, or else they just get out of hand. Let me fast travel. Let's see. Where was I going? Oh, yeah, over here. Oh, screw it. Let's go face the children at Adam. Let me go... Oh, there's people at Crypt Manor. Okay, so I need to go over there real quick. Yeah, wild boars, they can... Like I said, they cause a lot of damage. They're real crazy. They just kind of do whatever... Like I said, they'll... If they find your garden, and they have been known to come into cities every now and then, if they find your garden, they will just eat the whole thing. They'll eat the whole thing, and they'll probably cause a bunch of damage to the stuff around it. They'll probably break your fences. There have been some that have literally attacked cars and just, because they're big, huge animals. You get a 300-pound animal that is that powerful, it can do some serious damage. So yeah, they've been known to. Most of the stuff they do is they mostly tear up all the crops. That's the big thing. Yeah. It happens to the cars, but if it happens to a car, you can get that easily fixed. But if they do the crops, that could be your season right there. Like your whole season is done. So yeah, they're a big deal when it comes to that. Which is why we hunt them all the time. And because they're tasty. I've told people about, even people in other states, they're like, really? You can just go out and hunt them? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do you need a license? And I'm like, normally you don't, but it's always good to have one. Because if you're out hunting, you gotta have a license usually to hunt even just regular game. Like I said, sometimes they'll just let you go out and just hunt. It'll just be open season, so you can just go out and do it. But I have no problem with hunting as long as you actually take the animal and butcher it and use it for food. That's fine with me. But if you just go out there and you're just killing animals for fun, I don't like that. That's BS. Because if you're gonna kill an animal, I mean, at least make use of it. Oh, there was a story I heard. Was it in Montana? I forget exactly. I know it wasn't in Texas, but it was pretty funny. Funny in a kind of sad, sort of dark way. Gosh, I'm trying to remember it now. But the gist of it was, there had been some sort of catastrophe, and the police came along and they helped out this group of people. And how did it go? God dang it, I can't remember it. I'm sorry. I have it in my head, but I can't really describe it, and I don't want to give you any bad info, because then the story just doesn't work. But, yeah, it had to do with pigs. And also, we have a meme here in the United States. I don't know if it's gotten to Finland, but we had a meme going where they were... Because we have a lot of, gun advocacy groups here in the United States. Like, there are some people that think that we should outlaw guns. There are others that think that, no, we need to keep our guns. And there was a gun advocate who was on the news, or he got interviewed, and they asked him, why do you need an AR-15, which is a type of rifle? And they're like, why do you need a gun with such a large magazine, with such, heavy ammo capacity? And he says, well, you never know when a group of 30 or 50 feral hogs are going to come onto your property. And the funny thing is a lot of people made fun of him for saying that. But even when I first saw that, I remember thinking to myself, he's not wrong. But anybody who has not lived in the country or hasn't been in an area where there's a lot of, feral animals like feral hogs, they just don't know. They sincerely don't know that that's actually a problem. And so it became a meme, and people made fun of him. Well, like 6 months later, it actually started happening. Because the meme was out there and people were making jokes and like, oh, that doesn't happen. And then it started happening. And sure enough, like 40 hogs just rampaged through somebody's yard in a suburb. And they were like, holy crap, that really happened. And I just remember thinking, I bet that guy feels justified now. And on top of that, it happened again. It's happened like 4 or 5 times now, where people were making fun of him because of the meme, because it became the meme, and then it actually started happening, and people were they were stuck with their foot in their mouth because they were like, oh crap, that really happens. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that actually happens. But then again, being here from Texas, we're used to stuff like that from the wildlife. Animals just kind of going nuts and doing the crazy things. But I guess it makes sense, because if you've lived, like on the East Coast or the West Coast in the big cities all your life, you just don't know that. You don't understand that that's an actual thing that happens. A 50 cal machine gun was invented. Well, not necessarily, but you don't believe me. You don't need a 50 cal for the pigs. I mean, I think it's kind of, for an animal that size, a 50 cal would be overkill. It really, because I've never fired a 50 cal. I don't want to either, but I have held one of the rounds in my hand. Oh my god, that round is just it's how can I put it? It's like the weight itself felt like holding like 3 rolls of quarters. It was heavy. I mean, the round itself was just heavy, and it was huge. It was like let me think here. It was probably about 3 times the size of my thumb as far as girth. It was a massive round. And I've seen people fire those guns, and I'm like, nope. I'm not touching that thing. But I've seen what they can do. Yeah, if you get hit with a 50 cal, you're going to lose a body part. If they hit you in the shoulder, your arm is gone. They hit you in your knee, your leg is probably gone. They hit you in the head, you're gone. So yeah, I think doing that on the wild boars. Again, the boars are pretty big, but I still think it's overkill. Because you don't want to blow them up. you just want to kill them. Because if you blow them up, then it's like, oh well crap, there goes all the meat. So I mean, you can still use a good sized hunting rifle on them. It'll be fine. But yeah, 50 cal, I think that's overkill. But I get what you're saying. It'll do the job. it'll just do it a little too well. Okay, I guess I gotta put some stuff out here for them. Oh, I don't want to scrap the floor. I generally like to leave this house here. Okay, let's see. They're gonna need some water. Let's see how many supplies I have here. Shooting is big there. You don't live from the Lapua factory. They got famous for the Lapua Magnum sniper bullet. Oh. We have, here in the States, the big handgun to have is the... Well, I wouldn't say it's a big handgun to have, but if you want to, I guess, maybe kind of freak somebody out that is not used to being around guns, you show them the 50 caliber Desert Eagle, which is basically the biggest, most powerful handgun you can get. And it is a big gun. Again, I've held it, and it's a big gun. And then, of course, I've seen the rifles, the 50 caliber rifles, and those make a bit more sense to me. Because those 50 cal rounds have so much punch to them that I can only imagine you'd have to be hella strong to have that 50 caliber pistol and shoot it and not, not sprain your arm from the recoil. At least with the rifle, you put the butt up against your shoulder, and your shoulder will be sore, but you'll be fine mostly. Shooting there is big, but not as big in the U.S. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it is big here, but I wouldn't say it's something that... It's not something you see everywhere. It's really not. There are certain parts of the country where it's actually frowned upon to have a gun by some of the people. Like in some of the bigger cities like Los Angeles, there are guns there, but there's also a huge number of people that are very anti-gun. Because all they've ever seen is like the gang shootings and the robberies, the violence, that kind of stuff. They've never seen the good things that you can do with guns, like hunting. They are just, it's not something that they do in Los Angeles. Whereas here in Texas, yeah, we do a lot of hunting here. So it makes sense to have guns out here. In Los Angeles, it doesn't make sense to them. You have to fire a 700 Nitro Express. I think every person... I know this sounds very pro-gun, and I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to guns, because I've owned guns. I don't own any right now, but I have owned them. And obviously, in the wrong hands, a gun is a very dangerous thing. I mean, in and of itself, a gun is dangerous. But if you put it in the hands of a knowledgeable person who actually learns how to shoot properly, who learns how to maintain it, when and when not to use it or bring it out, then you're fine. You're usually fine. But unfortunately, a lot of people here, again, they only hear about the violent stuff. They don't hear about the good things that come from the guns. And so, yeah, I can understand why people would want to have a gun. But again, flip side, I understand why people don't want others to have guns. Let's see. Let's put a scavenging station. Let's put that right here. Okay, buddy, you're going to be my scavenger. Okay, you get to work there. And that guy is going to be my farmer. I have some potatoes, don't I? Oh, and mute fruit. Nice. Okay, so we're going to give you some mute fruit and some potatoes. For a while, I wanted to shoot a Gatling gun. Like a real Gatling gun, like a minigun. But I've seen them fired several times, and you've actually got to be really strong to control that weapon. Like if it doesn't have, if it's not on a stand attached to something like a vehicle, if you just like have it there in your hands walking around with it, it's very hard to control that thing. So you could very easily cause a major accident. So after I saw how people were having trouble handling the gun, I was like, I don't think I want to fire that anymore. It's still a neat looking gun, but that's just, it's insanity. If I did have another gun right now, I'd probably get another 9mm. 9mm is a good solid gun. It has good stopping power. Michael, let's MAGA. Michael's like, MAGA? Yeah, Michael's not from America, man. he may actually know about MAGA. Yeah, there you go. Make America Great Again. Michael, I actually started a website called letsmaga.net. No joke. It's there, it's up, it's running. And I'm not a big MAGA person, don't get me wrong. I'm not into the MAGA stuff. I did it more as a business idea because I'm like, okay, I don't really go with the MAGA crowd. But the people that do, that are real big Trump supporters, that are real big MAGA, as we call them, they talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And so I made a website and then I attached a forum to it. And it's only been there like a week. It's still a very, very new site. But I'm slowly getting the name out there into all the different MAGA groups that I've seen on Facebook. And I'm spreading the word, and people are slowly, only a few people have registered, but I am getting visitors to the site. So I'm trying to get them to go to the site and make it like their go-to place to talk about stuff. And then once they do that, I'm going to implement ads. Like on the sides and at the bottom of the forums, there'll be a couple of ads here, a couple of ads there. Nothing too intrusive. But again, if they keep going there, it generates money. You could live in Maine or Massachusetts, probably upstate New York, a nice village or town. Oh man, people from upstate New York do not like people from New York City. Maine's really nice. It just gets really, really cold there. Vermont is also really nice, and it borders Canada. But again, it gets really cold there in the winter. Connecticut is closer to New York, so if you like going to New York, I guess Connecticut's okay. I have a friend that lives in Connecticut, and she says it's all right. She says it's far enough. She says where she lives, she says it's far enough away from New York to where you don't really get a lot of New Yorkers going to your area, because apparently a lot of people around that area, like people in Connecticut, people in Vermont, people in Maine, people in Pennsylvania, they do not like it when New Yorkers go into their state. They hate it. Because, New Yorkers are